And we are awaiting the official signal, and here it is, and we are underway in game number 10. Chris Herrera will make the catch near his 10-yard line, bring it across the 20. Outside the hash marks and near the 30-yard line, where Carnegie Mellon will start 1st and 10 this afternoon. They are led by Rob Kalkstein. He is a junior, 5'10", 180 pounds, from Monroeville, Pennsylvania. Gateway High School, just on the east end of Pittsburgh. They have a exit on the PA Turnpike if you've ever driven through the state of Pennsylvania. Carnegie Mellon, traditionally wing T. Today they will open up in a formation of the wing T. Kalkstein in the shotgun. It'll be an inside handoff. Michael Trentalongi will get the carry as the fullback. He'll bang ahead for maybe a yard, Brendan, to the 30-yard line.
You talk about how they're traditionally a wing T offense, Ed. Kalkstein on the year, 1,787 passing yards on 167 attempts. We joked before that we've seen him throw 100 less passes than that in a whole season. So clearly a little bit of a different philosophy now that Kalkstein has really showed off his arm.
Yeah, in years past, it really has been almost a 7-on-7 game as the receivers have been irrelevant in the ball game, and maybe the cornerbacks didn't need to take a shower after the game. This is a jet sweep on an inside shovel pass. That goes to Patrick Blanks coming around the left side. He'll cross the 35. It'll bring up 3rd and short for Carnegie Mellon. Blanks by far the most talented player on that offense, most dynamic player for the Carnegie Mellon Tartans.
A nice block there by number 69, Nathan Cheek, the left guard, as he pulled his way over, really held his man strong. That's going to be the big key. When you run the wing T, you've got to be solid up front if you want to be effective, Ed. First couple plays they have been.
Yeah, a lot of misdirection and offensive linemen that are a little lighter than usual that you would see. They only average 249 pounds. Kalkstein snap, throw to the outside, incomplete, and Case is forced to 3 and out. Pass was intended for Tim Kitka, the wide receiver. And the Case defense holds, and Carnegie Mellon will be forced to punt. Tucker Smith will come on to do the punting for Carnegie Mellon, averaging just over 40 yards per kick this year. Dan Calabrese deep for the Spartans. Calabrese has been a force returning kicks over the last couple of years, although this year has yet to break one free. Spiraling line drive kick that'll check up and go out of bounds near the Case 30-yard line. And the Spartans will start there, 1st and 10 from their own 30. 13:29 to play in the first quarter.
Well, head coach Rick Lackner over on the far side of the field. Arms out at his sides. I'm not really sure why he wasn't happy with whatever it was.
Well, it looked like Kevin Nossum for Case, one of the outside blockers and defenders, really hammered the gunner for Carnegie Mellon.
Well, Lackner, I'm sure, certainly with the way he's coached teams throughout his career, he's built up enough clout to complain.
And nearly 3 decades on the sideline for Lackner at Carnegie Mellon. Eric Olson will start the game at quarterback. The senior has thrown for just over 1,500 yards this season. They'll start with a stretch play to the left. Manny Secre finds an initial seam. It quickly closes, and down he goes after a gain of a yard.
The thing Secre is going to have to do here today, Ed, there are times where he's a little bit too bouncy, where he waits a little too long to try to find a hole. He's got to be a little bit more physical with an athletic Tartan defense. He's got to try to find something and lower his shoulder.
Yeah, what's made Secre effective over the last couple of years is a quick decision to find the hole and a run to it. And we've seen it over this year. When he gets too picky looking for a big hole, he seems to get stopped for no yardage. 2nd and 10 for the Spartans from their own 30-yard line. Olson in the pocket. Now he'll step up and go down right at the line of scrimmage. Dustin Schneider brings him down from behind. Officially, it'll go as no gain, but not a sack. And now Case facing 3rd and long. Carnegie Mellon will make mass substitutions. They'll bring in their nickel package. Case will look for the 4 wide receiver set as Drew Volbers comes to the sideline.
Tartan defender Alexander Lund came from his safety position down to play man coverage on the near side slot. I think it threw off Olson a little bit. He thought he might have had some more running room.
Zach Scott now in the ball game. He's split wide to the left. Case goes with 3 wide receivers to the right. It's a screen pass to Secre on the far side of the field. Secre in motion will pick up the first down as he crosses the 40 to the 42-yard line and out of bounds Case loaded up the right side, and they went weak side on the backside to Secret.
Well, they certainly had the strength over there on the boundary. It was a good recognition of Olsen to realize that pressure coming from that side, and when you've got all the defenders on the near side of the field there, just flick it out to a playmaker.
And it's one-on-one at that point, and you expected Secret to make a move. He did, picked up the first down. Case 1st and 10 from the 42. Stretch play to the right side. Secret with some running room, crosses into Tartan territory, and brought down at the 44-yard line of Carnegie Mellon.
Nice tackle there by A.K. Breffo. You know, Secret's the kind of running back, he may not look it, but he's hard to bring down. He's kind of short, he's a little stockier, but Secret, you're going to have to really wrap him up. You kind of saw him stumble a little bit there when he lost his balance. He still stayed up.
Not a big hit zone for him, as he uses the shoulder pads over the knees very well. Trick play coming for the Spartans as they run Vinnie Bell on the reverse. Olsen gets a block, and Bell cuts inside the seam to the 25-yard line.
Great block from Eric Olsen. How about the patience, too, is just, the receiver coming around, waiting for that play to develop. That was a thing of beauty. You don't often see quarterbacks that are willing to put themselves in there. Well, beautiful block from Olsen.
Olsen goes 6'3", 220, so he's not your average size quarterback at Division III. He's about linebacker size. Case 1st and 10 from the Carnegie Mellon 25, 11:15 to play in the first quarter. No score. Spartans on their opening drive go to a 2 tight end set. Secret the lone setback. Stretch play, or check that. Hanslick will get the carry. Hanslick put it on the ground. Hanslick still fighting to get it back, and I don't think he did. Question is, did the Case Spartans recover it, or did Carnegie Mellon come up with another turnover in the red zone, which has been the plague for Case all year?
Wow, a little bit lucky there. He was able to fall back on the ball, but Hanslick's going to come out of the ball game now, and I'm sure here's something on the near sideline from a player or a coach, something like, hang on to the football. It's your first carry of the game.
Hanslick got through a nice big hole and had the ball swatted away. Case will recover at the 20-yard line, 2nd and 4. Back to the 2 tight end set with Volbers and Dougherty. Zach Scott is the wide receiver. Now Secret looking for an edge. He'll strip or reach ahead for the 19. Brought down there. Ryan Jock, the defensive end, comes knifing in, brings him down, and Case is looking at 3rd down now, just inside the 20-yard line.
Well, this Tartan defense there went with 3 down linemen, but they brought 2 linebackers up in a 2-point stance on the end of the line, and they just matched up man for man. That time Jock had better leverage.
3rd and 5. Case now to a 3 wide receiver set. Olsen under center, play fake to Secret. Backside screen goes to Zach Scott. Scott has enough to get near a 1st down, but they're going to mark him out of bounds at the 17, Brendan. That'll be a yard and a half short. Decision time for Greg Debelak and the coaching staff at Case Western.
Well, the wind is definitely at the back of the Spartans here early in this game, so you wonder if they're going to elect to try to put points on the board. And maybe not surprising in a 4th and short situation, they are going to make that quarterback switch and bring Beecher in. Certainly he's more known for his ability to run.
Yeah, Beecher much more of the running quarterback. We've seen that later in the season, especially as Olsen has nursed a lower leg injury.
Case on the season, 10 of 19 on 4th down conversions.
So Case will get a new play, down to 4 seconds on the play clock. Have to get it off. Beecher does. Beecher will keep it himself on the play fake, have a 1st down to the 10, to the 5, runs over a defender near the goal line, and he'll be just short as Beecher fights for what amounts to a 16-yard gain on 4th and 1. And there is a Carnegie Mellon player down in the end zone. Beecher really lowered his shoulder at the 5 and moved the pile to the 4.
It was, and it was a great play fake, too. You saw as soon as he extended the ball to Secret, that had to be what Carnegie Mellon was looking for because they overloaded the left side of the offensive line. Beecher could have walked to the 1st down marker, but like you said, he almost put it in. He was just a hair short.
Yeah, well, we're going to take a timeout while the Carnegie Mellon coaching staff or training staff attends to Jack Butler, one of their defensive backs, in the end zone. 9:25 to play in the first quarter. No score. Case knocking on the door. You're listening to Case Western Reserve University football on the Spartans Broadcasting Network.
I have this cool cash. What can I do with it? You can turn it into a hot meal at Rascal House. It's the best value in town. What do they have there? Buckets of wings, pasta, sandwiches, salads, and of course, great pizza. Are they open late? You bet. Open every night till 2:30 a.m. And you can even build your own pizza and order it online at rascalhousepizza.com.
Cool. See you at the Spartans game?
Yep, and see you after at Rascal House.
Cleveland Marriott downtown at Key Center offers the versatility and reliability to meet your unique travel and meeting needs. From smart spaces to practical amenities to world-class service, our flagship hotel will deliver the quality experience you expect, backed by the Marriott name you trust. At Cleveland Marriott, we have one goal: to serve you better. Book your special Case Western Reserve rate by visiting us at clevelandmarriottdowntown.com and entering promotional code C0N.
First and goal for the Spartans from inside the 1. Beecher under center. He'll take it himself and plug into the end zone, I believe. I think he got in, Brendan.
It certainly looked like it, but still no signal.
Oh,
they're going to mark him short. Holy cow.
Well, from here it looked like Beecher had the ball well extended into the end zone, but they're going to call him outside the line, and so Case will get a shot at 2nd and 2.
Wow.
Or 2nd and goal.
A little tough spot for the Spartans. You wonder how quickly maybe they go to a different look.
I like to see maybe a naked bootleg here. This will be Beecher again. Beecher fights his way into the end zone, no question about that one, and Beecher's in for the score with 8:40 to play in the first quarter. And the Spartans, on an inspired first drive, march right down the field and take the quick 6-0 lead on the Carnegie Mellon Tartans.
Well, and it's a good thing they were able to capitalize because they almost turned the football over right around that 20-yard line. They converted on a 4th down on the drive. When you look at the drive as a whole, it turned out to be a good thing for the Spartans after their defense started the game with a 3-and-out.
Cullen Brown on to attempt the extra point, the freshman from Maryland. Tap Tasker, the freshman from Buffalo, will hold. And Brown puts it up and through. And with 8:40 to play in the first quarter, the Spartans are up 7-0 on the Carnegie Mellon Tartans.
Caps off an 11-play, 69-yard drive. And again, you think about some of the key plays on that drive. Really, it's the 4th down conversion, in my opinion. Not because it was a 16-yard run, but because the Spartans showed that aggressiveness early on. That was one of the keys to the game. Aside from protecting the football, play with that spirited, aggressive mentality. Spartans came out and did it right away.
And they did it on both sides of the ball, too, Brendan. 3-and-out, they forced Carnegie Mellon out. Got a punt that they could handle in reasonable field position. Converted on a 3rd down screen pass to Manny Seacray. The 4th down conversion on the quarterback draw. And all of a sudden, Case is really in command 6.5 minutes into the ball game.
You know, the Spartans did put up 54 rushing yards on that first drive. So I think that's probably a telling sign too early in this game. The only passing that they've looked to do really were just in the flat. They're going to try to run the football today.
Brown has it teed up at the 35 with the win, drives one inside the 5-yard line, taken there by Shea Seeley. Seeley will come across the 20 outside the numbers and pushed out of bounds near the 25-yard line, where Carnegie Mellon will have their 2nd possession of the afternoon. Rob Kalkstein will come back out. Patrick Blanks, Michael Trentalongi, and Kyle Irish are the 3 backs in the wing T formation. We will see Tim Kitka and Tim Swanson at wide receiver. Bryce Pardo is the tight end. This is Kalkstein rolling, fires outside the numbers, complete to Tim Swanson at the 32-yard line. Just a little moving pocket there. Swanson 7 yards, stopped, turned around, and the ball was delivered.
Well, and that's the important part, though. The ball was delivered right in the right spot. And Kalkstein, he's got a decently strong arm, but I don't think you're going to see him look downfield too much today. A lot of the passes that they're going to throw out of this system are going to be probably 10 yards and less.
Yeah, it's very odd to see Carnegie Mellon come into a ball game with more passing yards than Case Western. Kalkstein in the pocket being chased, under pressure, fires it outside and into the bench. Just got rid of it. Wade Self, Kevin Nossum coming on a blitz, also there for Case. Colin Dessens trying to chase down Rob Kalkstein.
It's a good thing he was able to put enough on that throw, because as you first started to watch it, the ball kind of just hung up in the air a little bit, and he certainly felt that pressure. Case's defense has done a nice job of getting into the backfield all season long. But Kalkstein, again, I'm a little surprised he had enough on it, falling backwards like that to actually clear the out-of-bounds line.
Yeah, it was not a throwaway, an official grounding of the ball as quarterbacks are allowed to do, because he was still in the pocket. He had a receiver in the area. It just goes as an incomplete pass. This is Blanks on the jet sweep looking for the first down. He's going to come up just short. And now Rick Lackner's going to have a decision to make whether or not he thinks his team can pick up half a yard. As Blanks gets just short of the 35. He needed to touch the 35 for a first down. And
you really wonder, too, Ed, with the way the sun throughout the course of the game is going to set, you can start to see, folks, the shadows creeping across the field from left to right. You start to wonder maybe at what point, I think they've called an official's timeout here, you wonder maybe at what point it really becomes part of a strategy move. I mean, do you think that they want to punt the ball away here and give Case longer field to work with, because the defense, maybe if they got a short field and they're staring right into that sun, it might be a little bit tougher.
And it's a north-south configuration here at Case Field, but mid-November now, the sun begins to set more in the southwest sky, which brings the shadows overhead. Calabrese will go to track this one down, and it'll check up. Nope, Calabrese will make the pick up near the 25-yard line, gets spun ahead of the 27, a return of a couple for Calabrese, and Case will start 1st and 10 inside their own 30-yard line. Yeah, different shadows here at Case Field than they experience early on in the season. Usually, as the sun sets across the field, you get the heavy shadows from the dormitories and the senior living centers coming right across the field. Today, because being mid-November and a very bright sun, you'll have the shadows creeping in from the south end of the field. Three wide receiver set, and now Case will get called for a false start. Cullen Dolan not able to hold himself up and leans forward off his stance, and the right tackle is going to get called for an illegal procedure call. It'll back Case up 5, and they'll start 1st and 15.
Ed, you talk about it being a mid-November day. You wouldn't know it if you stood outside today. 62 degrees here on a beautiful Saturday. Can't ask for much nicer weather than this.
Reminds me a couple of years ago, 2009. It was a gorgeous 70-degree day here at Case Field on a Saturday afternoon in mid-November as well. Olsen will go to the shotgun as Case, again, with 3 wide receivers to the right. Olsen snap, throw to the outside, complete to Sean Lepsevic. He'll fight ahead for the penalty yardage, but nothing more, as Case will now be facing 2nd and 10. Lepsevic gets the 5 yards back, but nothing more.
Well, that's the second time they've run that play where Lepsevic, the closest on the inside slot, runs that underneath route. The difference, though, that time, nobody rotated down. It was an inside linebacker who was trying to disguise his coverage that rotated over, left Lepsevic wide open.
Case empty backfield, 5 wide receiver set. Carnegie Mellon's in a 3-2-6 defensive set. As Case looks to throw it, now this will be Olsen on a straight quarterback draw. Olsen, lots of room in front of him, getting some downfield blocking, has enough for a first down as he gets near the 40-yard line. Spread everybody out, or run up the middle.
It was only a 3-man rush. It was great recognition from Olsen. He was able to get his center out ahead of him as well and create a nice open field block. He almost knocked over our umpire, Jeff Shook, today, but was able to get out of the way and move the sticks.
So from 5 wide in the spread, back to 2 tight ends and a lone setback. Deep into the playbook on the stretch play is Secray. Finds a seam and gets leveled at the 45-yard line.
Alex Basinski with a jaw-dropping hit.
Coming from his free safety position, red run, filled the hole, and rattled a few fillings in Manny Secray's mouth. Case will make changes now as you see Tony Leibarger and Brian Rice back into the ball game. They'll split wide to the left. 3 wide receivers to the left. George Duraney is the tight end. He's tucked on the right side. Olsen will go under center. This is Hanslick off the right side. Hanslick fumbled on his first carry of the game. This one he secures into Tartan territory and enough for a first down for the Case Spartans.
Well, already 80 yards rushing on the ground for Case on 15 offensive plays. They've only thrown 3 passes but completed them all. They're being awfully efficient on the offensive side of the ball early in this game, Ed.
Case looking to keep the academic trophy here in University Circle for the 6th consecutive year. They've won 5 in a row over Carnegie Mellon. You have to go back to 2006. Last time they lost to the Tartans, that was a 20-10 loss here at Case Field. Hanslick sidesteps one defender on the sweep to the left. Can't avoid the follow-up pursuit from Carnegie Mellon and gets dropped after a pickup of 1. Secray back in the ballgame. Hanslick will head to the bench. 2nd and 8 for Case from the Carnegie Mellon 47-yard line. Just under 5 minutes to play in the first quarter. Spartans on top 7-0. A 1-yard touchdown run from Billy Beecher. Seacray now shifts from right to left. Olson gets a new call from the sideline. He'll take it himself. 2-step drop. Fires under Lapsevic again on the underneath cross. Lapsevic with the reception near the 40-yard line, in Case at a very manageable 3rd and 2.
See, that's just a read play. That's a design play. They get up to the line. They look and quickly see what the Tartans are presenting defensively. Olson looks back to the coaching staff and either gets a thumbs up or an audible. Both times now that they've thrown that route, the coaching staff has said, yeah, we like the matchup, and you can see why. Sizable gains each time.
3rd and 3 from the 41. Billy Beecher checks in at quarterback. Eric Olson will head to the sideline. Case has gone to a 3-wide receiver set on the left side. Deraney is the tight end on the right. Now a timeout called by Case as the play clock was down to 4. So the Spartans will talk it over. We'll take a timeout here from Case Field. Spartans on top, 7-0, 4:06 to play in the first quarter. You're listening to Case Western Reserve University football on the Spartans Broadcasting Network.
This year, Qdoba will cater like 10,000 parties.
Where? When? I'm there.
Well, these parties are hypothetical. I was just talking about Qdoba catering. Hot taco bars with fire-grilled chicken and marinated steak, flour tortillas and taco shells. You'll also get their hand-smashed guacamole, cheese, sour cream, lettuce, and salsa. They'll deliver to your home or office, and they'll even set it up.
Can I bring a guest?
Oh, boy. Visit Qdoba.com today for more information about Qdoba catering. Qdoba Mexican Grill. More to explore.
3rd and 3 for Case Western from the 41-yard line. Thanks for joining us this afternoon as Case Western and Carnegie Mellon contest the Academic Bowl. Ed Dougherty alongside Brendan Gulick this afternoon. Dave Wilson's on assignment with the Kent State ladies basketball team in Massachusetts. Beecher will get the sign from the sideline. Take the snap out of the shotgun. Snap a throw out to Vinnie Bell. Vinnie Bell will get the first down to the 30 and more. Inside the 30 to the 20. Fights away from a tackle and down to the 14-yard line is Vinnie Bell.
That is the definition, Ed, of acceleration. He caught that ball and was off in a flash. You saw the defense collapsing, and at first, as you're watching that play develop, you're thinking to yourself, he's got to quickly get that 3 yards. He absolutely exploded through that opening, and he made it a big gain.
Vinnie Bell, a graduate student, locally from Parma Heights, played his high school ball at Valley Forge High School. 1st and 10 for Case from the 14-yard line. They're driving again into the Carnegie Mellon red zone. Eric Olson now back in the game. Olson will go under center. Andy Burkbile is the center. Case has to use a second timeout as they can't get the play in, and the play clock is taken down to 0. Now, Brendan, that's 2 on this drive, 2 in the first quarter. Not a huge issue necessarily in the first half, but when this begins to creep in the second half, then you have some situations where the coaching staff gets upset, players get frustrated, and things begin to spiral out of control.
It's not as frustrating when you're winning, but it's frustrating when it's early in a game still, and you've got to do it twice over the course of 3 plays. That's the part that'll kind of irk you as a head coach. They've got to get that part straightened out.
And this has been a Achilles heel for the Case offense all season, is when they've gotten inside the 25 of the opponent, not necessarily the red zone, but inside the 25. When they've had scoring opportunities this year, they have not been able to take advantage of it. They had 5 trips inside the red zone earlier in the season against Ohio Wesleyan and came away with 3 points. So not going to be an effective afternoon if you can't score when he gets inside the 20, even if it's 3 points via the field goal. And things that need to be corrected as the team heads into the offseason certainly is the red zone scoring. This will be Beecher on the quarterback draw, looking for a block, gets one from Lapsevic, dives ahead near the 10-yard line. Pickup of 3 for the reserve quarterback, Billy Beecher.
That's a good job by Basinski on the outside, the number 38, the defender, coming up and just keeping contained. You know, he stayed blocked, and that's okay for him because he forced Beecher to come back inside into the heart of the defense. And when Case has been running the ball for 4, 5, 6 yards of play, you can be successful by forcing them in only a couple of yard play.
So back from the running formation of Billy Beecher to the 4-wide receiver set with Eric Olson in the shotgun formation. Vinny Bell is the wide receiver on the far left side. In the shotgun is Olsen. Now he'll go down. It's a sack brought down there by Ryan Jock. Jock just jumped on his back for a piggyback ride, and down went Olsen for a loss of 5.
Well, Ryan Jock is listed at 6'4", 240. I think 240 might be a little bit undersold. He is a big boy in the defensive line there, and I'm sure that Olsen probably felt that one a little bit.
And Garrick Hartig has a tough task this afternoon for the Spartans at the left tackle position. Has to contain Jock. Jock has a quick first step off the ball. 3rd and 12 for Case. Olsen looking, fires to the corner, overshoots everybody. Pass intended for Sean Lepsevic near the near side pylon, incomplete. And now Case will have to settle for a field goal attempt. As Cullen Brown is on to kick the field goal. This will be Brown's first attempt at a field goal. Juan Kuhn Park, the starter for Case. Have not seen him this afternoon. I don't even see him really standing on the sideline. I wonder if he's just injured or not available for the game. This is Brown, officially from 32. Has it up and good, and Cullen Brown has his first field goal as a collegiate athlete. 1:57 to play in the first quarter, and the Spartans have taken a 10-0 lead. Michael Harris comes to the sideline limping a little bit. Harris is part of that front line on the field goal unit.
Well, Ed, that field goal, another long drive, 10 plays, 57 yards. Case has had the ball twice, and both times have converted with scoring drives of 57 and 69 yards, 21 collective plays. Carnegie Mellon's only run 6.
6, exactly. So that defense is going to be on the field a long time for Carnegie Mellon. And for the Spartans, what could be even better defensively is to force another 3 and out from Carnegie Mellon, get that offense right back on the field. And you'll see over time happen to the Carnegie Mellon defense, which they're used to doing to other teams via that wing T, is just wear them down from being on the field for 35 and 37 minutes a ball game. Cullen Brown has it teed up. Officially, it'll go as a 33-yarder. This one driven deep to the 5-yard line. Dave Beerson with the catch, and Beerson will be run out of bounds at the 19-yard line.
You know, the other thing that I'm most impressed with about the way Case has moved the ball, they've given the ball to 6 different guys if you include both quarterbacks, but or I beg your pardon, 5 different guys if you include Olsen. But everybody has touched the ball today, has got double-digit yards on the ground, but everybody's been less than 20. So it's been a very balanced rushing attack so far.
Case has always been that way as of late. They've never had a featured back, and even this year wasn't supposed to be a featured back in Manny Secray. This will be Patrick Blanks on a backside counter that goes nowhere. Case reads it well, stops it for no gain. Colin Dessens on the tackle. Adam Watson also there for Case Western. Michael Harris getting some attention on the sideline, and with Harris on the sideline, Michael Sorowski is checked in at the defensive front. Or check that Harris is in the game. It's Brandon Bryant who is not there. So you have Harris up front along with Colin Dessens, Watson, and Michael Sorowski. Toss sweep for the Tartans, looking for the edge. And they'll turn the corner at the 27-yard line. And pushed out of bounds is Jake DeLello.
Good sportsmanship on the near sideline. Certainly, DeLello didn't mean to lower his shoulder into the trainer, who is being checked out by a couple of Spartan players. I hope he didn't get hit above the neck there, because he took a licking.
DeLello, we've seen in years past, but this season has not carried the ball much for the Tartans. In fact, only carried the ball 41 times on the season. This will be Kalkstein in the pocket, looks, fires over the middle. It's complete at the 40-yard line. Complete to Kyle Irish at the 40. Under a minute to play in the first quarter, 40 seconds and ticking. Carnegie Mellon probably will get one more play in before the teams will have to flip sides.
I don't think the Tartans really expected to only have one first down through the first quarter of play, so hopefully they can at least get another one here and give themselves some momentum going into that second quarter.
Traditional wing T set now for the Tartans. This will be Blanks on the counter to the right, cuts it back to the left, crosses the 45 and gets brought down near midfield. Ryan Ferguson and Michael Harris with the tackle for the Spartans. 15 seconds to play in the quarter. And the Carnegie Mellon Tartans will be content to take the final 10 seconds or so at the sideline, and we'll do that too. After 15 minutes of play here at Case Field, University Circle, the Spartans lead the Tartans 10-0. You're listening to Case Western Reserve University football on the Spartans Broadcasting Network.
In search of an extraordinary dining experience where you're certain to enjoy the ambiance as well as the menu? Table 45 Restaurant and Bar is the award-winning mixed culture restaurant located at the Intercontinental Cleveland, offering world cuisine created by accomplished local chef Zach Brule. Open every day, the atmosphere at Table 45 is relaxed yet inspiring with weekday chill-out happy hours, a behind-the-scenes chef's table, and outdoor dining on Patio 45. Call for more details or reservations at 216-707-4045 or visit us at tbl45.com or on Facebook.
Start of the second quarter from Case Field at Dougherty alongside Brendan Gulick this afternoon. Case leading the Carnegie Mellon Tartans 10-0. And for the Spartans in the first quarter, impressive stat sheet, Brendan.
Yeah, Billy Beecher's only thrown the ball once, completed it for 28 yards. Eric Olson, 4 of 5, throwing the football for 24 yards. And again, everybody getting their touches. Vinny Bell, Manny Secret, Billy Beecher, all with 19 rushing yards. Of course, Beecher had the 1-yard touchdown run. Ricky Hansler did have the fumble that was recovered by him. 3 carries for 13 yards. Olson 3 for 9. You look at the other side of the ball, Carnegie Mellon, they've started to move the ball a little bit this drive, but 2 3-and-outs the first 2 times they had the ball. Now they've got a couple of first downs. Kalkstein has thrown the ball 3 of 5 for 22 yards. But really you can see the hustle on that side of the ball. They're trying to be a little bit more aggressive and play that other mentality this quarter.
This will be Blanks on the jet sweep to the left out of the wing T formation, and Blanks will take it into Case territory out of bounds of the 45. Late flag comes flying in.
It certainly looked like Jordan Banky had kind of sniffed that play out, and he actually overcommitted, and Blanks just cut the ball back up.
It's a 15-yard penalty coming against Case. Marcus McCullough, the defensive coordinator for Case, not happy with the call. But with the 15 yards, it's another first down for Carnegie Mellon. They're now inside the Case 30 to start this second quarter.
And again, the first real chance offensively that the Tartans have had. You got to think that after Case has put 2 long scoring drives together, that Carnegie Mellon's got to get points on this drive to stay in this game.
Snap throw to the outside. It's complete. Complete to Tim Swanson, the wide receiver. He'll get all the way down inside the 20 to the 17-yard line. And officially that may go as a rush for Swanson.
Now that was a nice crack block on the outside by Tim Kitka. He was able to hold up his defensive back just long enough to let him get to the outside. Swanson was able to accelerate when he found the space.
A lot of underneath throws from both teams this afternoon. That one in the flat, close to a lateral.
I am impressed early on with both teams how they do have some guys with some pretty good speed.
This will be a counter to the right. Blanks looking for some running room. Nothing there. Watson the first to hit him. Then Kevin Nossum wraps him up and stuffs him at the 17. No gain. Ferguson also there for the Spartans to finish him off. 2nd and 9 for Carnegie Mellon. Officially, they'll put him to the 16-yard line. Spartans on top, 10-0 in the Academic Bowl 2012. Final game of the regular season, final game of the season for both teams. Case looking to finish above 500. Carnegie Mellon's already there at 6-3. Winner today still has an outside chance. Double reverse scissor play to Blanks. Blanks will cut it back to the left side. Inside the 15. Case was ready, not fooled by the double reverse. And Blanks picks up just 2 down to the 14-yard line.
So far, pretty good assignment football on this defensive side of the ball from the Spartans. They've done a nice job of just staying in their zones. And when you're against an offense that runs a lot of misdirection, that's a big key. You got to stay at home.
That little double inside handoff, it makes you think of 1912, not 2012 in terms of football. That is a staple of the wing T offense, and if you're a running back, you need to be able to handle the ball, not only rushing, but you need to be able to hand it off to the second back as well. Kalkstein will be in the shotgun, looking. Now he'll drift to his right. Now he's flush to his right. Fires deep downfield and out of bounds, incomplete. Kalkstein took a hit. Adam Watson there. Michael Sorowski put him in the turf. Got rid of the football just in time.
Connor Young, the freshman kicker, is going to come on out of Long Valley, New Jersey. He's got a pretty strong leg. He hasn't hit too many field goals on the season, but we saw him warming up early on today, and he definitely does have a pretty strong leg. So we'll see. His long is 45 on the year. He's connected only on 5 field goals, 5 of 7, so a good average. But he's hit 3 of them from 40 or longer.
Anthony Western, the punter, or Anthony Western is the holder. He'll get it down. Kick is blocked. Blocked by the Case Spartans for the 9th time this season, 5th time in 3 games. The Spartans have come away with a special teams block, and they have snuffed out the Carnegie Mellon scoring drive.
Wow, that's so deflating for a Tartan fan who might be watching this game, Ed. They finally pieced together a drive, solved a little bit of the defensive strategy that Case had put together, and you finally get yourself in position to capitalize. But boy, Case, I mean, you mentioned it, the 9th blocked kick of the season. How impressive is that? I don't know if I've ever seen a football team at any level be able to do that all year.
Yeah, all of a sudden they're having Frank Beamer from Virginia Tech on the sidelines as part of the coaching staff. Under center is Olson. This will be Hanslick, or check that, Seacray in the ballgame at running back. Seacray will get a couple off the left side before he's brought down there. Farquharson on the tackle. Ross Farquharson, junior defensive end, 6'2", 210. 2nd and 8 for the Spartans. 12-17 to play in the second quarter and up by 10 on Carnegie Mellon.
They're going to give Adam Watson the block in the field goal. That's his 5th blocked kick of the year.
Naked bootleg for Olson, fires out and behind his receiver at the 30-yard line. Pass was intended for Sean Lepsevic. And Olson, just as he was rolling out, threw it behind Lepsevic. Not even close, really.
It was a natural rollout because he's rolling to his right. And he's a right-handed quarterback, but kind of short on the ball, and it skipped in. You got to do a little bit better job if you're Olson of trying to square your shoulders upfield and extending that arm backwards to really get your more natural throwing motion on it while you're on the run.
Case did a nice job of moving the pocket. Olson just misfired. 3rd and long for the Spartans inside their own 20-yard line. Olson now to the shotgun. 3-step drop, looking, steps up in the pocket under pressure. Here comes a flag in. Olson will stretch ahead to the 21-yard line, but it's coming back. Carnegie Mellon will have an option. They can take the play from Olson, make it 4th and 5, or they can take the holding call from the 5-yard line and push it all the way back to from the 10 and push it to the 5.
You could see the other side of the field. They're signaling that they want to decline the penalty, so they're content with having stopped the Spartans' offense here this time around.
I don't think. I mean, I ordinarily, obviously, a 3rd down penalty, you tend to take the play, especially if it doesn't result in a 1st down. But if you're Carnegie Mellon there, I think the thought has to cross your mind. That flag is at the 10-yard line. That would put it inside the 5. Case would be punting with a short field into the sun. Or they'd have one more play on 3rd down. It'd be 3rd and 22 from the 5-yard line. But either way, Carnegie Mellon has declined the penalty. They'll take the run by Olson. Olson pushes it to the 21, and now they'll have to kick. Billy Beecher will be on to kick for Case. Spartans have gone through a couple of kickers this year. Alex Ojeda's the freshman. He's done the majority of kicking. Beecher and Olson have also done some pooch kicking for Case. Beecher gets an end-over-end kick that comes down at the 50-yard line. Return there by Sam Thompson. Thompson corralled right away, but Carnegie Mellon will start their drive inside Case territory with 11:45 to play in the first half.
Well, if you're Carnegie Mellon now, Ed, they've got to find a way to kind of overcome what happened on that last drive. Their 3 offensive possessions have gone 3 and out, and blocked kick. You got to have a short memory and go out and realize you're still only down 10-0. Your defense just came up with a nice stop.
Brandon Bryant back in the ball game. Play fake by Kalkstein. Now he'll release it to the flat. It's complete there to Patrick Blanks. Blanks corrals it, skips ahead to the 34-yard line. 11-yard completion before he's thrown out of bounds. Blanks is by Ryan Ferguson.
That's a nice check down. Kalkstein was looking downfield. He wanted to throw it deep, but coverage was a little too strong. He found his open receiver in the flat, and he got the ball to him.
Well, they were hoping that Jordan Banky, the free safety, would bite up on the double play fake. Kalkstein did a nice job of selling it. They were trying to move Banky out of the middle of the field unsuccessfully. But the check down goes for 11. Counter to the inside. It's Blanks. He's met in the hole and stuffed by Dan Calabrese, short of the 30-yard line. Blanks gets a couple on first down, but Calabrese with a nice open field tackle.
You could see that pre-snap motion, the running back moving out toward the top of your screen, trying to just throw Case off a little bit. It turned out not to be all that effective, only a pickup of a couple yards.
The one adjustment the defensive linemen have to make against this offense, Brendan, is that they can no longer really shoot off the ball. It's more of you have to stand up and react. And when you're used to pressure in the passer, it's a little difficult. Wide receiver screen is complete on the far side to Swanson. Swanson picks up 6 and is run out of bounds at the 26-yard line. Ferguson again there for Case, as is Jordan Banky from his free safety position. 3rd and short now, staring Carnegie Mellon in the eyes. 10.5 minutes to play in the second quarter. Case leading 10-0.
Well, they are in field goal range again. We did mention that 45 yards was the long field goal on the season for Connor Young, but
that's right on the edge here.
He's right up against it.
3 wide receiver set, 2 wings in the formation. Kalkstein will take the snap and roll to his right. He'll fire out in the flat, and it's incomplete. Under pressure was Kalkstein from Adam Watson. Pass intended for Chris Herrera. And now Carnegie Mellon will have a decision to make. Again, edge of the field goal range for Connor Young. Carnegie Mellon now,
I think if you're Mellon, you got to try to go for it.
Thinking about going for it, and they are. Patrick Blanks checks back in the ball game.
It's 4th and short. You've had success moving the football, especially the last drive and a half now.
Bryce Pardo in at tight end. A wing T formation. The give is to Blanks. Nope, Blanks will play fake, and this will be Kalkstein rolling, looking deep for the end zone. Pass is caught for a touchdown. Tim Kickna, maybe with a little push off of Kerry Dieter. And it's a touchdown, and Carnegie Mellon on 4th and 2 goes for broke and comes up with 6.
I can't believe that there was no pass interference called on that. That was pretty tough. Great bump and run coverage all the way down the sideline, but a better job by Kitka. And you got to admire the play call. You know, if you're a team that traditionally likes to run the football, to call a play fake like that and throw the ball downfield, that's what you got to do to win on the road.
Snap is low, kick is on its way, and the kick sails just inside the upright. Didn't get more than 12 feet off the ground, but it counts. 10-7, 9:57 to play in the second quarter as the Tartans have cut into Case's lead. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, Case will have the ball. You're listening to Case Western Reserve University football on the Spartans Broadcasting Network.
I have this cool cash. What can I do with it?
You can turn it into a hot meal at Rascal House. It's the best value in town.
What do they have there?
Buckets of wings, pasta, sandwiches, salads, and of course, great pizza.
Are they open late?
You bet. Open every night till 2:30 a.m. And you can even build your own pizza and order it online at rascalhousepizza.com.
Cool. See you at the Spartans game?
Yep, and see you after at Rascal House.
9:57 to play in the second quarter here on game number 10 of the 2012 season. Case Western leading Carnegie Mellon 10-7. Case jumped out to a 10-0 lead in the first quarter, but Carnegie Mellon has come back and scored on a 26-yard touchdown pass from Rob Kalkstein to Tim Kitka. 5 plays, 45 yards. Took just under 2 minutes for the Tartans to move half the field. Dan Calabrese stands deep for Case Western, as is Manny Secre. Calabrese will catch it a yard deep in the end zone. He'll bring it out. Calabrese cuts to his right, looking for some blockers, crosses the 20, finds a seam at the 25, free out to the 40-yard line and run out of bounds. At the 42-yard line is Dan Calabrese.
Not surprising to see Calabrese so successful on a kick return. 240 teams in the country in Division III football. Case is 20th, averaging 23 yards per kick return. They've done a nice job with that all season long, but that's how you answer a scoring drive. You've got to come out and give your offense that momentum. Now Carnegie Mellon feels like, wow, we're only working with half the field, and they're playing on their heels.
Well, 1st and 10 for the Spartans from their own 40-yard line. 42-yard return officially for Calabrese. Pro set look for the Spartans with 2 tight ends and a lone setback. Give is to Secre. Secre finds a seam, crosses the 40 to the 42-yard line, and you can see there in your monitors the number 22 helmet painted near the 37-yard line. Again, in honor of Bill Deitman, as this afternoon's game being played for him, or the proceeds and profits from the ball game will go to the Bill Deitman Memorial Fund. Bill Deitman, a former running back here at Case, unexpectedly passed away at the age of 23 last month in October. 2nd and 8 for Case Western from the 42-yard line. Olson 3-step drop, fires to the outside, dropped. Brian Rice had it in his hands and couldn't bring it to his body.
It's only the 3rd incompletion of the game for Case offensively. Beecher and Olson have combined now to go 5 for 8 on the ball game. They've been pretty efficient on the offensive side of the ball, and they're running, I mentioned it a couple times already, but the way they've run the ball has been pretty effective today too.
3 wide receivers set to the right. That's Lepsevic, Leibarger, and Vinnie Bell. Bell is on the inside slot. Rice, the lone wide receiver, on the left. Olson in the shotgun, looking, happy feet, rolling to his right, now cuts back, has to tuck it and run. Gets a good block, and now we'll have some running room to the 45. Fights ahead to the 46-yard line. Initially tripped up there by Eric Rolfus and run out of bounds.
Well, he made linebacker Max Reinerston work for all he was worth, shifting back and forth to try to keep the quarterback contained in bounds and inside that first down marker. Reinerston was able to catch enough of his ankle, got some help to take him down.
Official timeout as they deal with an injury. A.K. Breffo, the middle linebacker, inside linebacker for Carnegie Mellon, be helped off the field. Spartans on 4th and 4. Eric Olson still in the shotgun, but Olson has been kicking out of this formation the last 3 or 4 weeks.
Well, the Carnegie Mellon Tartans are not going to be taken by surprise by that either. They've got a deep return man there. You'll see Olson drop back now.
Case will use that to see if they can draw the teams offside. Also, if Carnegie Mellon drops back, it's a fake. This one's left, or check that, Rice. Nope, that's not Rice, that's
Manny Secre.
Manny Secre with the catch and run. Not enough. Case has done that hoping to catch the opponents jumping to pick up the 5 yards. Also, like I was going to say, as Carnegie Mellon, if they would drop 2 or 3 off and the linebackers would drop off, then Case identifies it and can run the fake out of that. This time, Carnegie Mellon didn't really react defensively other than having the free safety deep, and Case kept the fake punt on. Secre comes up a yard short, and Carnegie Mellon will take over at the Case 48-yard line. Kalkstein will roll to his right, looking downfield, under pressure, fires, throws it way out of bounds, incomplete. Looking for his receiver, Swanson, near the 35-yard line.
That throw might have been a little bit more accurate on a day where there's less wind, but kind of surprising to see how windy it is, blowing from left to right, really dead behind the Tartans offense right now.
A south to north wind blowing here at Case Field. 8:15 to play in the first half. Spartans up 10-7. Case jumped out of the box quickly with 10 points in the first quarter. Carnegie came back on their last drive and had a touchdown pass. Now the Tartans have called a timeout. We'll take one too. 8:15 to play in the second quarter, and the Spartans on top 10-7. You're listening to Case Western Reserve University football on the Spartans Broadcasting Network.
Cleveland Marriott downtown at Key Center offers the versatility and reliability to meet your unique travel and meeting needs. From smart spaces to practical amenities to world-class service, our flagship hotel will deliver the quality experience you expect, backed by the Marriott name you trust. At Cleveland Marriott, we have one goal: to serve you better. Book your special Case Western Reserve rate by visiting us at clevelandmarriottdowntown.com and entering promotional code C0N.
Have you heard the news? The Intercontinental Cleveland has earned its 9th consecutive 4 Diamond Award from AAA in recognition of its high-quality accommodations and exceptional service standards. Planning an important event like a corporate meeting, annual conference, fundraising gala, holiday party, or a highly personalized wedding? Choose excellence in Intercontinental Cleveland. Our planning professionals will take time to consider every detail and lead you through an experience that is proudly world-class. Call us today at 216-707-4100 for more details or to request a tour of our spectacular accommodations.
Second down play for Carnegie Mellon is Jared DeLello on an inside handoff from Rob Kelkstein. DeLello will pick up a yard to the 46-yard line. Carnegie Mellon looking at 3rd and 8. Now in years past, Brendan, 3rd and 8 was almost an impossibility for Carnegie Mellon, but now as they've opened the playbook, added a few pages to the passing game, 3rd and 8 doesn't seem as impossible as it has.
No, and it's funny because it might have seemed impossible on the first 2 drives as well, but certainly with the way they've opened it up, it seems more likely.
Kalkstein looking, fires down the seam, incomplete, in and out of the hands.
That's his second drop of the day. When you get an open space like that, Chris Herrera's got to come up with the football.
Herrera just down the seam, settled in the Case zone, unable to come up with it, and then with the ball going through his hands, it just hangs in the air, asking to be intercepted by the defensive back. Was Jordan Banky behind him in the free safety position. Calabrese is back to return this punt. He's going to be staring up into the sun. Hold not called on the rush. Calabrese will let it go into the end zone, touchback, and Case will start at the 20-yard line. Punts start at the 20 this year. Kickoffs out to the 25-yard line.
Yeah, and they're kicking off from the 35 as opposed to the 30. Just an adjustment by the NCAA to try to kind of narrow down some of those collisions that really have caused a lot of concussions. You've seen that at all levels of football now, Ed. The head injuries and concussions are taken so seriously, and unfortunately, they've seemed to happen a little bit more frequently. I think it's just a responsibility issue for the NCAA to try to cut that down.
And they'll evaluate the overall impact of that rule in the offseason. If more adjustments are needed, then the competition committee will do it. Snap throw to the outside, and Olson misses wide to Vinnie Bell at the 25-yard line. Again, it looked almost like Olson had a couple of happy feet there. Brendan not quite set in the pocket. And then when he went to snap the throw to the outside with his feet not set, that makes his hips not set, shoulders not set. It all works up from your feet, and in that pass, it was wildly thrown.
I think that particular pass, though, was just an issue with timing. Bell planted it at about 5 yards out, and he just didn't look around quick enough. Maybe Olson thought he was going to look quicker.
4 wide receivers set for the Spartans as Olson's in the pistol. 3-step drop, looking to set up the screen pass, tipped and intercepted by Carnegie Mellon at the 10 and tackled at the 5-yard line.
It was Charles Tanner with the interception.
Charles Tanner, also listed as Jonathan Tanner on the depth chart. So Tanner with the interception as he drifted back in the screen pass, and now the Case defense, which has been stout all day, has a tough duty here in front of them trying to stop the Carnegie Mellon offense from 5 yards out. And again, a team that was -10 coming in is now -11. Straight ahead dive play for Carnegie Mellon. Trent DeLonghi is the fullback that gets the call, moves it to the 3-yard line with 7 minutes to go in the half.
Well, remember, too, the last time that the Tartans looked like on that 4th and short play that they were bound to run the football, you saw the long touchdown pass downfield to Kitka. So, don't be surprised if you see the Tartans try to do something that maybe you wouldn't expect when they're down close to the goal.
Traditional wing tee set, Kalkstein under center. Give us to DeLello. DeLello finds the end zone. Touchdown for Carnegie Mellon. 6:30 to play in the second quarter, and the Tartans have their first lead of the afternoon, 13-10.
You got to give them credit after being, taken pretty handily early in the ball game. I definitely think it's a testament to the character of those guys to battle back-to-back 3-and-outs to start things. They looked pretty dead on the offensive side of the ball. Case really had their number right away, but they've started to turn things a little bit. It'll be up to the Spartans to respond here with, still the ball in the second half, or in the later part of this second quarter. And Case will get the ball first in the second half. So if you can score now, Ed, and then get the kick to start the second half, that would really give the Spartans maybe the momentum that they need.
Connor Young adds the extra point for Carnegie Mellon. And now Carnegie Mellon has scored twice in their last 3 possessions. They lead 14-10. Other scores of note for Case Western: Wash U leads Chicago, or at Chicago, 9-7. 11:24 to play in the second quarter. That was a 1 p.m. Eastern kickoff, but they are in a lightning delay in Chicago with Wash U leading 9-7. Ohio Wesleyan at home at Selby Field leads Worcester 23-6. Allegheny on top of Hiram 6-0 in Hiram. And Wittenberg leading Oberlin 35-6 at halftime in Springfield.
Also a couple scores from the OAC. Marietta, the week 1 opponent for the Spartans, trailing Muskingum 17-7 at halftime. Baldwin Wallace and Heidelberg tied at 28 at halftime. That's a big game in the Ohio Athletic Conference as well. And it's Otterbein 17, Ohio Northern 7. That game near the end of the first half as well.
14-10, Case finds themselves on the short end of the stick all of a sudden. They were up 10-0. A 4th down conversion for Carnegie Mellon, then a quick interception by Case. Carnegie Mellon turns it into points. Calabrese with the return. Calabrese finds another seam and brings this one from 4 yards deep to the 30-yard line, where Case will start 1st and 10.
Well, once again, Spartans with good field position, Ed. And 2 great returns right in a row. I mean, that return was about 32 yards, which is better than their season average. They're giving themselves an opportunity to make some noise.
Started at the 40 following the last touchdown. They went 3 and out there. And started inside the 20-yard line following the touchback, and that turned into an interception that was returned to the 5-yard line. This is Secre on the stretch play, hurdles a defender, and is brought down at the 35-yard line. Up and over, Jonathan Tanner on the tackle. Eric Rolfus also there for Carnegie Mellon. 2nd and 5 for the Spartans. 6 minutes to play in the second quarter. Upsevic will now set up in a slot on the right side. Vinny Bell split out wide to the right. Zach Scott is the wide receiver on the left side. Olsen under center with Secre the lone setback. Carnegie Mellon showing blitz. Secre will get it off the right side. Stretch play for a 1st down, just zone blocking.
Much better. I think they're going to mark him just short, Ed, but much better run that time from Secre as opposed to what we saw in one of the first couple of drives of the game. That time he knew exactly where he was going. He was running right between his right tackle and his tight end on the right-hand side of the line of scrimmage. He put his head down and he flew through that hole.
And I think part of that, too, is Secre not waiting on a pulling guard. Sometimes Secre is almost too patient waiting for his lineman to get out in front of him. And in that case, just a zone block by Case off the right side. And Secre comes up with 5 more. 3rd and short for the Spartans. They need to get to the 40-yard line. Beecher now in at quarterback, and Case is going to get called for a penalty. Did they get the timeout? I believe they did get the timeout. It's their final timeout of the half, as Case for the third time today has to burn a timeout because they can't get the play in fast enough. Beecher in at quarterback now for Case. Obviously, Carnegie Mellon expecting a run.
Well, and that was the big thing that catapulted the Tartans to get their first touchdown. They lined up in a very similar formation. They faked a handoff to the running back just to the left side. Then Kalstein rolled out and threw it downfield. So, while Beecher certainly is a running quarterback, Ed, maybe don't underestimate his ability to make a play and throw the football.
So following the 30-second timeout the Case uses to avoid the penalty, they're facing 3rd and 1 from the 39. 4:53 to play in the second quarter. And Beecher now in under center. Case with a wing I formation. Hockman is now the fullback. And now Carnegie
Mellon's entire defense all called timeout. Whatever they were looking at, they all looked at the same thing and said, we don't like how we're lined up.
Case giving a new look as Hockman comes in at fullback. And Case had a 2 tight end set. Duraney and Volbers were in the ball game. Duraney was coming in motion, and as soon as he moved across the formation, the entire box of Carnegie Mellon Tartans stood up and said, timeout.
I think this is a crucial junction in this game, Ed. If Case can't convert here on this third and very short, they're probably going to punt the football away. Given the fact that Carnegie Mellon has been more successful the last couple of drives down the field, they're trying to give them a longer field to work with before halftime. Knowing the wind's at their back, they've got a strong kicker. They could easily tack on another 3 points and make it a 7-point ball game. You would think that the Spartans would probably punt, but if they can get a first down here and continue to kill some of that clock, you might see another Spartan score.
So again, Case comes out in the wing I formation. Hockman is the fullback. Secre the tailback. Beecher under centers, and here comes Duraney in motion. Case needs a yard for a first down. They give it to Secre. Secre looking for the corner. He finds it, and he'll end up with a lot more near midfield. Is Manny Secre power on power, and Case picks up 10.
That's exactly right. It's power on power. I'll be honest, with the way that play was designed, I don't think the Spartans changed their play call. I think they said, look, we believe in our guys up front. We think we can out-leverage the defensive line, so we're going to run it right at you. And Manny Secre, again, with a much more aggressive mentality those last couple runs. He's looked pretty good, and it moved the chains, kept the drive alive.
First and 10 for Case from the high snap from the 39. Beecher corrals it. Still will look to make positive yards, and he does as he gets to the 50-yard line.
He's lucky that Breffo didn't poke that out from behind. Beecher didn't really tuck that ball high and tight, kind of left it loose down by his waist, and he was wrapped up. That's a quarterback's worst nightmare, when they don't see anybody or feel anybody coming from behind, and they're able to poke that ball loose.
So 2nd and 9 for the Spartans. 3:45 to play in the second quarter. Clock running. Beecher with a screen pass misses for Manny Secre.
That's Eric Olson in the ball game right now.
Eric Olson
and that's, for whatever reason, that's happened a couple times now. Olson has misfired on those short passes. You wonder if maybe he just tries to put a little too much touch on the ball. Sometimes you just got to trust yourself. And I know we've talked about how sometimes he kind of short arms his passes. Maybe he's just trying to throw it softly enough. I think you got to just trust your stuff and get him the ball. Don't even think about it. Just
almost
throw
becomes like a second baseman who gets the yips throwing the ball to first base. 3rd and long for Case from midfield. Olson staring into the sun. Looks, fires over the seam. 2 receivers in the same area and incomplete. Intended for either Leibarger.
Well, that was a much more confident pass, Ed, but you could see him after he threw the ball with his hands in front of his face, and he's kind of shaking them as if to say, what happened? Why did that route, not be run the right way, whatever it might be? There was clearly something he thought was going to happen, and he overthrew a guy that probably was there and should have made a catch.
Yeah, Leibarger and Peter Vicente were in the same area of the field, right down the seam. And neither one of them able to come up with the pass. Case forced to punt.
Kind of a max protect punt unit here.
This is Beecher to kick for Case. End-over-end kick that goes about 10 yards. It'll hit at the 40-yard line. Check up, and now Carnegie Mellon's going to return it. They pick it up on a hop, and they're going to take it all the way into the end zone. Thompson with the return, following the fire call by the sideline. Thompson took a chance, and Case got away from the football. Thompson picked it up on a hop, and on a dead run, took it all the way back for a touchdown. And now, between an interception that set Carnegie Mellon up at the 5-yard line and a confusing shank punt that's returned, and Carnegie Mellon has blitzed themselves to a 20-10 lead pending the extra point.
Beecher, the loneliest man on that Spartan sideline right now. Not a good punt. And again, you could see everybody on the far sideline get away from the ball, throwing their arms out at their sides. It was going to be a net punt of about 5 yards. And on a run, dead run, picks up the ball and flies all the way down the field. And now all of a sudden the Spartan offense has to quickly regroup because they're going to be back on the field.
Thompson just picked it up off the hop. Figured he'd give it a shot, and ball checked up to him about face mask high.
He only had one guy to beat. He just had to fake Beecher out, and he got by him.
And he did, as all the Case players had run down past the football. Heady move by Thompson.
And again, that's not the fault of any of the Case players either. I mean, you expect Beecher, who's got a good leg, a strong leg, and typically a pretty solid punter. You expect him to, to do that. You're not taught to look behind to see where the ball is. You're supposed to read the guys in front of you. Tough break for the Spartans. They're going to get the ball back trailing 21-10 with still 3:17 to go in the first half.
And what was a 10-0 lead for the Spartans has quickly evaporated over the last 8 minutes or so. Carnegie Mellon got a touchdown at the 9:57 mark and now at the 3:17 mark, so 6.5 minutes of clock play. And Carnegie Mellon has put up 3 touchdowns. Officially, Sam Thompson with a 56-yard return. Secre loses it in the sun. It goes over his head and out of bounds, and the Case Spartans will start from the 25-yard line.
All of a sudden, Eric Olson has fallen apart throwing the football. He was 4 of 5 about midway through the first quarter. He's 0 for 6 with an interception since then for only 24 yards passing. He's been dropped in the backfield once for a loss. He's run the ball 5 times for 15 yards, but for whatever reason, his comfort level just doesn't seem to be there. And that's really tough because this is a game that means a lot to him. It's already been senior day last week, but this is the last game of his senior career. He obviously wants to go out on top, and I think he's going to need that halftime adjustment to sit down and really regroup.
1st and 10 for Case Western from the 25-yard line. Carnegie Mellon showing blitz. Here they come. Olson will have to step up, fires it long. End-over-end duck intended for Vinnie Bell, who made the catch. Vinnie Bell reached out at the 40-yard line and made a spectacular reception. 35-yard pass as Bell went behind his defender, one-handed rolling to the ground, and makes the catch.
Wow. Liam McGrath, the defensive back, was bump for bump all the way down the field with Vinnie Bell, and when they both went down, I almost certainly thought McGrath had his hand on the ball and knocked it away, and all of a sudden, Vinnie Bell rolls up with the ball stuck in his left arm. I don't know how he got it.
Behind the back of Liam McGrath, and he makes the catch. Draw play goes nowhere as Secre is brought down in the backfield. Dan Parker with the takedown, the loss of 5 on the draw play. Clock ticking, 2:28 to play. Case trailing by 11. Olson on the rollout looking. Now he's going to tuck it and run. He'll get back to the original line of scrimmage.
Remember, the Spartans out of timeout, so they've got to be efficient with the way they get on and off the field if they're going to bring substitutes in. And they're going to have to at least spike the ball if they want to try a field goal attempt, you'd think, if they're in a hurry up here.
Coming to the 2-minute mark of the first half. 4 wide receivers set, 3 to the left. Vinnie Bell is on the inside slot. Sean Lepsevic outside slot. And Tony Leibarger split wide to the left. Olson looking. He'll step up, fire down the seam. He's got a receiver. That's Bell at the 10. Bell is still free. Bell fighting for the end zone and going to be dropped near the 3-yard line with 1:41 to play. Case is in business. They can take their time now, get up to the line of scrimmage, make the call as they'll set the chains. And as they set the marker, the play clock has now started, as has the game clock. Olsen under center, Case in an I formation, wing to the left. Dougherty goes across the formation. This is Secre looking for the flag, reaches out and comes up just short of the pylon. He'll be out of bounds at the 1-yard line.
And the clock is continuing to run here with 1:11 left to go.
Dave and I have seen this all year where players will be 4 and 5 yards out of bounds and the clock just continues to run. Did it seem like Secre got out of bounds there?
I kind of thought so.
Olsen will stick in behind his lineman, fall near the goal line. He's going to come up short. And now they're going to say touchdown. Eric Olsen has pushed the pile into the end zone. Case has responded, going down the field quickly on a couple of passes. Late flag comes flying in from the back judge. And Case is now down 5, pending the extra point in what has turned out to be a very spirited game between Case Western and Carnegie Mellon. See if we get the call here. I'm sure it'll be some kind of personal foul at the end of the play. Question is, are they offsetting penalties or are they against a specific player? Touchdown was scored. Flag comes in late, so play should stand.
When a lot of times, too, you'll see these penalties enforced on the kickoff.
Personal foul. This one's against Case Western. Carnegie Mellon has chosen to take it on the kickoff. They do have the option on that to take it with the extra point or not. But the way the Mellon offense is running, why not take the extra 15 potential yards on the kickoff? 21-16, Case down by 5. Cullen Brown on to attempt the extra point as we have a very good ball game between these two rival schools. Tasker gets the high snap down, and this one is hooked as Brown misses it to the right. No good. 21-16, Case trails by 5 with 44 seconds to play in the first half. Vinny Bell needs to get total credit for the touchdown, even though it's Eric Olsen who will see it on the stat sheet. Vinny Bell had a spectacular 37-yard catch and then had another catch that was a crossing pattern. He took it all the way down to the 5-yard line, inside the 5. So Bell responsible for much of the yardage on that play. Eric Olsen getting the...
Give Olsen some credit, though, too, because we had just got finished saying how, you know, he had thrown 6 straight incompletions, didn't look like he was comfortable, and then threw 2 perfect passes that maybe they didn't fly through the air all that pretty, but only Bell was going to catch the ball. And in my opinion, if I'm a quarterback, I don't care how good it looks through the air. If I know that only one guy's going to catch it, I'll take it.
So with the penalty marched off from the 35, the Spartans will need to kick from the 20-yard line. So Case will kick from the 20. And for Carnegie Mellon, they will bring their receiving core up to the 25-yard line. Cullen Brown is the kicker this afternoon. Brown into the ball, end over end kick. This will be fielded at the 31-yard line. Shea Seeley corrals it and will be brought down at the 46-yard line with 37 seconds to play in the half. And the Spartans trailing by 5, 21-16. Officially, Eric Olsen with the 1-yard touchdown run. But 6 plays, 75 yards. It took 2 minutes and 33 seconds. First and 10 for Carnegie Mellon at the 46-yard line. Kalkstein will lead them to the line as he goes under center. Snap throw over the middle, it's complete. Complete to Kyle Irish. Irish into Case territory all the way to the 35-yard line. Nothing fancy there from the wing position. Irish just got free off the line, caught it in stride 3 yards past the line.
Tartans only have one timeout here, Ed.
And did it all himself. First down stops the clock, they reset it, and Kalkstein spikes the football. Marcus McCullough, the defensive coordinator, thought it was a timeout. He started on the field, got out near the numbers before he realized it was a spike. McCullough, high energy defensive coordinator for Case. Second and 10 for Carnegie Mellon from the Spartan 35-yard line. Case showing blitz. Here comes Nossum. Here comes Wade Self, thrown out in the flat, intended for Patrick Blanks. Incomplete. On coverage for Case, Jordan Banky. Kalkstein just threw it behind Blanks. And with 27 seconds to go, 3rd and 10 for Carnegie Mellon from the 35.
Well, it's been pretty quick strikes from Carnegie Mellon all day. They've run now 27 plays here in this first half compared to 42 for Case for only half the amount of yardage. But they've taken advantage of a bad punt, of a turnover, and they've converted on some key situations. That's why they've got a lead. They could add to it here.
Kalkstein in the shotgun under pressure, throws down the seam, passes in and out of the hands of his receiver, Tim Swanson, at the 8-yard line.
That's the 3rd drop that I can count that really has come at a position where you've got to catch that football. I mean, there was good coverage behind him, there's no doubt, but Swanson really had better position, inside position. The ball hit him right in the hands. That is set up 1st and goal.
Inside position on a slant pattern, one-on-one coverage, deep inside Case territory, and the ball just right through Swanson's hands. 4th and 10 from the 35. Carnegie Mellon looks like they're going to go for it.
Well, there's 22 seconds left here in the half.
Case will bring 4. Kalkstein under pressure, rolling to his left, gets away, has to step, throws, fires over the middle, complete at the 19-yard line. Complete to Tim Kikta at the 19. Carnegie Mellon still has a timeout left, but they're going to come up to the line and spike the football. See if they can get a couple of more plays in. Kalkstein spikes it with 12 seconds remaining.
Well, I don't think they have to quite burn that timeout yet either. 12 seconds, you can take an underneath route, burn a timeout, and give yourself a good look at a shot at the end zone. That, or they could take one look, call a timeout, and they're in field goal range and make this an 8-point ball game. Keep in mind, though, Case is already blocked. If you join us late, they blocked the first field goal attempt that Carnegie Mellon put up on their 3rd drive of the game. It was the 9th blocked kick of the season for the Case defense and the 5th by Adam Watson.
With 12 seconds to play, I think Carnegie realistically only has 2 plays left. Kalkstein looking for the corner of the end zone. Push off by Swanson or kicked on. They're going to call it a reception at the 3-yard line. He pushed off Dieter to the ground.
Well,
no
they
call.
spike it here quickly. That's an incredible catch. They could spike it and get 2 plays off.
They should be able to, but they stopped the clock. They still haven't set the ball yet. Haven't set the clock yet. Haven't set the chains yet. And so now they will, and Carnegie Mellon will use their timeout here.
Well, if they're going to do that, now your only option is to throw to the end zone. And either it'll be a touchdown or an incomplete pass.
Now, I'm not sure how Tim Kikta got away with that one. He got away with one on the touchdown pass. That one was even more blatant of a push. Just used his arm as a clear out. And Kerry Dieter ended up out of bounds before the ball came down and landed in Kitka's arms.
Well, the Spartans have to figure out a way to stop Carnegie Mellon here. And again, remember, last time you thought it was a definite running situation. They threw the ball. You know, this is a Carnegie Mellon offense They found a way to already win 6 games on the season. They're trying to find a way to hope that maybe Chicago can help them out today and give them a share in the conference title. They're going to be aggressive. You're playing on the road in a spirited game. Expect them to bring it here.
Well, this will be a jump pass, I think, to the corner of the end zone. And it was, as Kalkstein was looking for Kitka again, who has a 4-inch advantage on Kerry Dieter.
That's miscommunication, though, and that's poor execution. Kitka ran a slant, and the ball was thrown as though it was a fade. Carnegie Mellon still looks like they're going to be able to get points out of this if they can convert on the field goal. And from this distance, you'd think they can do that, but got to be frustrating that they weren't able to put more points on.
Well, and for Case Western, they had a shot to stop this earlier in the drive. They failed to shut down Carnegie Mellon on 4th and 10, and then allowed Kalkstein to get free. Field goal attempt is up and good, and that will officially end the first half as Carnegie Mellon kicks one through. And the teams will go to the halftime locker room. Tartans 24, Spartans 16.